Good evening, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Interrupted. I am your host, Mark, and I am joined, as always, by my esteemed colleagues, excellent panel of wonderful individuals. I don't even know what day it is at this point. I think this is our first show of May, but who knows? These days all blend together.
It is Tuesday, May 10th. Or actually, I'm wrong.
What year is it?
I don't even know what day it is either. You know?
The worst year ever.
That failed, sir. But without without further delays, let's kind of jump into it. Let's go around and introduce our esteemed panel, as I mentioned. So first and foremost, the man with the very odd lighting in his home, Mr. Nate. How are we tonight, my friend?
I'm good. This isn't odd lighting. It's just blue. Do you want it white? There you go. It's white, but I'm gonna keep it blue.
I have so many questions on why you have different lighting in your room.
It's because the light that
questions.
is actually in my room, it
Oh,
turns everything gold.
Yeah,
Gold.
me too.
I don't want everything gold.
I used to have lights like that, and then they broke.
I think Nate sleeps with a nightlight, so he just put that just to kind of like
That would
pass
make
it
sense.
off. Pass it off. No,
what?
but, yeah.
He's like 10 years old, so that would make sense.
I think Nate's scared
Nate
of
still wears Velcro shoes, so it doesn't really shock me.
I mean, hey, Brian wears those too, so let's not be.
What's wrong with Velcro shoes, Austin? Have some class.
Jake always bullies me. It's just unbelievable.
I promise you, I did not intend to turn into a Nate back. Apologize.
That's you get.
Live your life with your very weird blue lighting. No judgment on this end.
Unbelievable.
You should see what his bed looks like.
Oh, God.
How do you know?
Oh my God.
But
The show hasn't started for 2 minutes, and they're taking talk about fights. Come on.
your room did that together before I did now. Also, the man, the myth, the legend, the man with the beautiful, beautiful hair, Mr. Austin Whittle. How are we tonight, my friend?
Good. I'm sick of fucking doing work that I should have just the work that I should have done a couple weeks ago. Now that I'm prepared to do before
The truth comes out.
I'm still mad at Austin. I'm still mad at him. I'm still
I don't
very
even know
upset
what
with
I
Austin.
did.
There's something
Oh,
about
we're gonna discuss it. I put that on the doc, so we're gonna discuss this.
Perfect.
I don't even know what you're mad at me about.
Right, I'm mad. I'm just mad.
you've been canceled.
You've been canceled.
All right.
Oh.
Also, one of our fixtures here on Uninterrupted, it is Miss Haley. Haley, how are you tonight?
Doing pretty good. Pretty tired already. Just gonna put that out there. Worked all day. So if you see me yawning, that is why.
All right. So if Haley suddenly goes out of the camera, we know what the reason
Taking a nap.
making her grand return to Uninterrupted tonight. It is Nikki. Nikki, tell everyone how you've been doing. How are you? I've never spoken before. How's life?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm back from my hiatus that's over on the Theodore Roosevelt, and I came back, and I'm doing good. Just trying to readjust to everything. So
Yeah. Nikki. For those who don't know, Nikki went on tour. She was with the Navy, so she went and did her tour, and she came back. She had to endure some difficulties with this whole pandemic and stuff like that. So obviously, they were also affected. She had to fight 48 sailors just to get out of the ship. So she basically did the gulag, and she got out, guys. She got out, and she came out stronger than ever. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, it's wonderful to have you. Also, one of our rising stars, one of the newest stars of the Nerd Pod. It's Christian. Christian, how are you tonight?
I am doing good. I'm sweaty. I just got done with a run, so I'm happy to sit down and relax with you guys for a minute.
Oh, if you thought you were going to stop sweating, just wait till you hear these conversations. You're going to keep sweating.
Oh, no. I'm already red enough, guys. You can't make me blush, geez.
She is sweating. She just got done with some sort of cardiovascular activity, and she's like, you know what? Right now, no time for anything else. I love it.
Yeah. Glad to be here.
The man, the myth, the legend himself, Jake the Snake. How are you tonight, my friend?
Not so bad. How we doing?
Well, I'm good. I was asking you.
I was asking you too. It's called a redeflection
He's
question.
like, but how are you doing? I'm good. How are you doing? How are you?
No, please, I insist. Tell me how you are. No, I'm good. I hope we are all doing well. Can't really complain. I woke up this morning, so that's a good start.
When's the last time you took out that hat? Did you shower with that hat on?
You know, at this point, it's kind of just stuck to my head. It doesn't come off.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with that.
Gross.
He's like Waldo. He just everywhere I see him.
Is that why we're all wearing hats? Because of his hat?
Yeah.
Right? He couldn't take it off.
Well, that's why I got my hat.
Yeah.
It's
We're
just
helping him out. We're helping him out blend in. You know. So
Okay.
that's awkward.
And last, Mr. Captain Cup, Brian, how are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Happy to be here with the gang. I'm happy to have Nikki back. It's always good to see a good familiar face and old
we're
friend.
bringing Nikki back. Yeah.
It's also very good to mute Jake again. Awesome. It's great. And I'm excited. We have a big show. We have it's an inaugural season for season 8 already of Uninterrupted. So we're gonna kick the show off with a lot of fun.
Yeah. You nailed it. We got some really cool stuff coming tonight. We have our usual discussions that can get heated a little bit heated sometimes, but then we also have a very cool surprise for all of our listeners at the end. We're not going to tell you when it starts. You're just going to have to listen to the whole episode to figure it out. Since Jake asked, I'm going to let everyone know I'm doing fantastic as well.
Gee, I was the only one to ask. Wow.
By the way, we here at Pones have started a GoFundMe so that Mark can get a bigger TV.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, you're going to have to...
Maybe like at least 65 inch.
Yes.
We go to like 55, 60, then I got a theater.
You know, it's going to have to be either a bigger TV or a smaller wall. We can't decide what we want to get him.
Pick one.
Yeah.
It's bad that Brian's daughter has a bigger TV than you.
She does, man.
Ooh.
I have a bigger TV. I have 2 TVs, and both.
He's got two, not just one. 2.
2 whole TVs.
2 whole TVs.
Yeah.
And you know what he does? Okay, so look, now that I want to kick off the first segment here. And speaking of TV, it seems that Austin doesn't put his to good use, because I did say that I was upset with Austin. Now, I don't know how everyone here in the panel feels about Star Wars, or how they feel about, some of the Disney content on Disney Plus that has come out.
None of you like my Anakin Skywalker
But he
show,
made
so.
a very egregious comment saying that The Mandalorian was not as good as the new High School Musical, the series show. And
Get it right, Brian. It's
High School Musical, the musical series. God damn.
I wanna hang myself from my beard here. I don't know what to do. Ever since I heard this, I've been so upset, so thoroughly upset that I don't know. I'm literally just thinking about life.
He's speechless.
I'm questioning, my will to live. I don't understand. So, Austin, can you please explain to me the rationale that you're going by saying this egregious, atrocious lies that you're spreading?
Well, The Mandalorian is great, but
yes.
High School Musical, the musical, the series is just better.
How?
Just watch it. Like,
No, give us a list of reasons why.
Are you in sale?
Why? Because I said
I
so.
mean, it doesn't have Zac Efron in it, so.
Is it because you like?
yeah.
It's because
Yeah.
you like. Is it because you secretly wanted to be in musicals as a kid?
No.
I don't understand. It was. I don't. Please explain to me what makes.
You know what? There's probably a female actress in here that Austin
yeah,
says very hard.
Yeah, Who is it?
Do I see?
Is it about a
Yes,
girl?
he's going on the Google
Let's
machine.
see. I'm looking it
Google
up.
it.
Please,
I'm looking it up.
Let's see about a girl.
I feel like it's Olivia, to be honest.
Let's see the cast.
Is Nate naming characters now?
Well, no,
It-
I haven't
oh,
seen either.
it's Olivia Rodrigo.
It's definitely Olivia.
It's Olivia Rodrigo. No doubt in my mind.
Austin, your face is starting to blend in with your shirt.
Yeah.
Is it Olivia? Is it that girl?
Yes.
Yes?
I'm going with that take, but y'all can think.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what to say.
That's the only reason anybody can think
Yes, which
for
brought
you to
me-
say that. I mean,
brought
there's
me-
no
which-
other reason.
I
That's-
said it brings me back to my childhood.
What are you talking about? Oh, I don't want to say
Fair
anything.
Star Wars.
I'm not
Right.
gonna-
I mean, as soon
It came
as
out during my childhood.
as
You were
soon
like
as he
two
said that, all I
movie
can
came
think
out.
of is I gotta go my own way. Ever since you
Oh,
guys have brought
my
this
God.
up, so
Oh my God.
It came out in
All right, so
6. I was 6 when it
so with this controversy that Austin brought upon us, I want everyone to go around and give me something that you thought was popular, but you preferred over something that's unpopular. You know, I kind of have an example.
Ooh.
I thought it'd be fun to talk about a little bit about this because obviously it's you can consider this a hot take of anything of any kind, but a lot. I said, well, if someone came up to me and told me that they did not like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I spit in their face. But but there are controversial takes. There are things that people find popular that you don't. So tell me what people find very popular, but you don't get it. You just don't like. Okay? Anyone can step up here. And look, for example, Haley, we made her watch Top Gun.
Oh, don't you
Yes.
dare.
I didn't hate it. I did not hate Top Gun. I
And
did
she-
not hate it.
But she was like,
But Days of Thunder is my favorite Tom Cruise movie still.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
she was like,
You
and-
can just hear the threat.
and Haley has. I don't think Haley, have you watched Star Wars or not?
I have watched the older ones, none of the newer ones.
The original.
The original
like-
ones.
Episodes 4,
So,
5,
like,
6.
1,
Then.
2
Okay.
4, 5.
No, was it like 6? The
Yeah.
The
so
6
you-
is Return of the Jedi.
A New Hope.
Empire
Return of
Strikes
the-
Back.
Empire Strikes Back and Return of
yeah, as a kid, I have not watched any of those movies recently. I mean, I was very young when I watched them.
the- Okay.
And
Okay.
watched the prequels. They're the best.
I'm just saying.
I do not like Star Wars. Sorry, guys.
Well, it
I
doesn't
do
have
not
to-
like Lord of the
I mean-
Rings. I do not. I
She
haven't-
took all of her nerdy and gave it to me. So
Yeah.
There we go.
I like The Witcher. I like that show, but I did not like.
Get on to The
What's it
Witcher.
called?
Listen.
oh, don't.
What
Okay,
is
can
the
I
show?
just?
Okay, I can't think of the name.
No.
What is
Can
the
I
name of
just?
that show?
Haley can attest to this. I have an anti superpower, and it is that songs get stuck in my head
True.
ridiculously easy and forever. So thank you, Brian, because that's going to be in my head all night.
Right.
The
So,
Forever
but-
by Chris Brown
Oh,
has been stuck in my
I
head.
Yeah,
have
but-
one again. I have
Okay,
another
but
one,
it doesn't
okay?
have to be. It doesn't have to be a movie, by the way. It could be anything.
Game
it
of
could be
Thrones.
steak. Oh my God, I'm dying.
Oh,
I'm dying.
I like
Because listen, I only saw the
Oh.
last season. I didn't
Okay,
see
so
the
then-
other
yeah, that-
season.
So you,
I only watched the last
so you
one,
watched the worst season.
and it was so bad.
The worst
So-
season.
It was
You
bad.
need to watch the first 7
Mm,
seasons.
you're
I know.
triggering
I'm
my
going to.
like
We have
eight,
HBO, so
like
I'm
the rest
going
of
to.
You're triggering my.
But to be honest, I liked True Blood, and I'm sure a lot of people hated True Blood. So
I
Yeah,
actually
True
liked
Blood.
the first season of True Blood. I hated
the
every
first
other
2 seasons are a lot better than the other ones. They're a lot more like the books. There's like 13 books, and
Right.
after 2, it just goes on some random storyline
Right.
that has nothing to do with anything.
Right. So and, like, again, this doesn't have to be like, for example, I think pineapple on pizza is disgusting, but
It is disgusting.
That's
It
true.
is disgusting.
That's true.
So is
It
blue
is.
cheese.
I don't know.
Blue cheese is
But,
also
but there's a
disgusting.
big debate on
Hold on,
pineapple. pizza.
shut up,
It's-
Brian. Hold on.
I knew
What?
it.
Hmm?
Blue cheese is disgusting.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What did you say? Did you say my opinion? Did you
Pause
say my
that
opinion is wrong
conversation
and
for
that
that.
whatever I was just thinking was absolute trash of a
We
thought?
can't stop-
Well, you can't fucking say that. With
You can't say
say
that
blue
without
cheese.
it. You can't say stuff like that. Not expect
My opinion.
Well, it's wrong.
Folks.
We've got at least 17 shows.
I have a
on
take.
UI. In 12
Go ahead.
blue cheese and Jake goes off.
Oh,
ahead.
because it's such a great condiment, and y'all who say it's trash are just wrong. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Why is it so good, Jake? Why?
Why is it good? Because fuck you. That's my answer.
Oh, thank you.
Solid
That was
logic.
real informative.
That's
Solid
Austin Whittle
logic.
type logic right there.
Because I said so. Yeah, look, I don't know. I think ranch is superior to blue cheese.
It is.
Well, I think you're wrong, but I digress.
To be fair,
Actually,
ranch on like a regular
To be
salad.
fair,
I have a take,
what's your take?
Oh, no.
and this is now I don't know how this take will be received among our panel, but I know that it's not popular when you throw it out there on the Twitterverse.
Cool.
And following, Friends is a horrible fucking show.
Oh my
Ouch.
god!
Yeah.
No.
No!
I
No!
love Friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Show.
no, you're right.
Friends is
You're right.
so good.
You're right.
Someone
Friends
How do
is
you
right.
like all the
I don't think we can be
Friends is
friends
classic, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's
I
so
did-
You just ruined this friendship.
bad.
Have fun getting that. That's gonna be the new thing. Forget your TV. I don't care about that anymore.
Yeah.
You don't like
Your
Friends?
little TV. You
No,
should probably
yeah.
watch Friends on your 39-inch TV again,
It is
because
not,
it is one of the greatest
Mark, hold
shows.
on, Mark, do you like
No, it's
Seinfeld?
not.
Did you like Seinfeld growing up?
Seinfeld is a much better show.
Yeah.
Seinfeld,
I would agree.
Never watched
I'll-
Seinfeld.
Rest-
this is my hot take. This
rest
is my
in
hot
peace,
take.
Barry Stiller. You know that.
Rest in peace, Jared Stiller. Yes. But this is my hot take. I don't find Seinfeld funny at all.
Well, I
I think it's the most unfunny thing I've ever seen. I don't think Curb Your Enthusiasm is very funny, and I don't like Modern Family either.
we're
Modern Family's good.
Nah,
Modern Family's
it's
good.
Family got
a
bad.
more fest. It's a more
Rest
I've
fest.
never seen Modern
Mark.
Family.
Park.
I would say that Friends is like an older, more problematic version of The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Like,
a little less nerdy.
Big Bang Theory went 11 seasons when it should have gone like 2 episodes.
No.
Yeah.
Aw,
Like,
that
you're
was
completely
a good
wrong.
show,
It could have
too.
gone
Come
four-
on,
Oh,
Mark.
bad show.
Do you guys
it's not a nerd show. It's a show that makes fun of nerds.
But it's
Like,
not.
they're
But it's not good.
laughing at you.
It is
Like,
In a
it is
funny
not,
way.
It is not
It's
a
a-
good incarnation of nerds. I'm just saying it's not a good representation of nerds at all.
Gets
I
old.
may be the
and-
only
30s.
one, but I don't like The Office or Parks and Rec.
Oh,
I
you
like
fuck-
Parks and Rec. I like Parks
I
and
don't
Rec.
like The Office.
I like both of those
like The
shows,
Office,
too.
But it's incredibly.
I have to
incredibly
keep adjusting my hat because I'm getting so angry at Haley right now.
I think I might get kicked out. I might be on the board.
Never hit. If you
Honestly,
get
I
kicked
just don't
out for
really
not
watch
watching
TV.
Top Gun, you won't get kicked out for that.
So
honestly don't.
since we brought up pizza earlier, my hot take is I don't really like pizza. Pizza is not a thing for me.
Christian, you're breaking my heart.
That's not really a hot take. I can see that.
I
not
don't think
being-
it's good.
People have specific.
You'd be
talent.
surprised. People get very angry with me when I
I mean,
bring up that I don't like pizza.
Well, somebody, I saw on the time like, oh, you have to cut one, bench one, and or what is it? Start one, bench one, and cut one. And
Oh, is that with the wing, steak, pizza, and
no, and they put cut steak. How do you?
Oh
cut
no, I disagree with that.
steak? What kind of? What kind
No,
of?
no.
Wait, hold on,
What
hold on,
kind of
hold on.
psycho are you?
We
that
live
you're
in
gonna cut
Texas.
Wait.
You can never get rid of steak.
No,
What were the
It's a staple.
No.
It
No,
depends.
no.
It depends on what the other options are.
Yeah.
What are my other options? Because depending on what they get rid of steak.
There's like for me, there's a ton of food I would take over steak. I
Like-
would take wings over steak. I would take pizza over steak. I would take tacos over steak.
I would take.
No.
I would take
You are-
actually any form of
You are
Italian
an
food over steak.
uncultured swine.
Although
Wow.
if it's a nice
100%
New York strip, I'll happily take a New York strip.
Look at this
over
other guy. Look at the guy with the nightlight that chimes in. No, no, steak,
Like
steak.
Blue light and column.
Christian, I can't wait until we can share ribeyes at Texas Roadhouse again.
Oh, for
Yes. Oh,
Sure.
steak is number one.
For
Steak
sure.
above all else.
For sure. For example,
ribs,
I
that's
think
good.
I think pancakes are trash.
Oh, come on.
They're
All
also-
breakfast food is delicious.
Also, they're better.
French toast, better.
Disgusting.
Toast.
French toast
Oh,
is
breakfast food is
disgusting. It is
delicious.
mushy bread.
Superior
Ew.
breakfast food to me. I think pancakes are just
Brian,
eh.
no.
You know, Brian, you're taking a W here.
Yeah.
It's a big fat.
I'll take French
Okay,
toast
okay.
over pancakes. I'll take waffles over pancakes.
It's
I
I'll
just
take waffles over
Ugh.
pancakes, but I will never eat French toast.
No, French toast is
It's a
delicious.
I will take waffles and French toast over pancakes any day. Although you cannot beat a good chocolate chip pancake. You just can't. It's impossible.
What about a chocolate?
Chocolate chip muffins, chocolate chip mini muffins. Those are good.
Am I
Those
the
are
only
good.
one on right now that's never seen The Breakfast Club? I've never seen it, and I don't really have a desire to see
Wait.
it.
Hold
Oh,
on.
it's
How,
so
hold
good.
on.
See it.
How have we been friends for 14 years and I did not know you
I've
have not
also
seen
never
one
seen
of my
Top
favorite
Gun.
movies ever?
Haley, how did you get accepted to Pones and you have not watched the Star Wars 1 through 3 and
Top
7
Gun?
through 9?
These should be like the first 3 questions when you're interviewing.
Christian,
Wait,
New-
so next time we hang
Wait.
out, we're watching The Breakfast Club.
Wait, but
Okay?
And Top Gun.
Okay.
Oh, no, hold on, Christian, you seen Top Gun, right?
No, I have not seen Top Gun.
Oh my God, I'm gonna hurl. I'm gonna hurl. I'm
Name
not.
some other ones. Let's see if I've seen them. Let's try this.
Have you seen Days of Thunder? Interview with a Vampire?
I've seen Interview with a Vampire. What was the first one?
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder?
Have you seen Knives Out?
No.
Have you seen
Yes, Knives Out was really good.
Risky
Have not.
Business?
I've not
Dirty
seen Risky
Dancing?
Business.
Haley,
I have seen
watch-
Dirty Dancing. My mom is in love with Patrick Swayze. Always has been.
Have you seen?
Who doesn't love? Wait, by the way, I think Footloose is better than Dirty Dancing.
I love Footloose.
Seen that one.
I agree with you on that one.
Footloose is better. I'm sorry.
You
But
guys,
It's just
Grease.
what happened?
Grease was amazing.
I don't like
That's
Grease.
pretty good. I like Grease.
I'm not a fan of Grease.
What?
I don't like it.
Did you know
I can't get it.
Brian, how are we friends though? Like this whole episode so far has been
I don't like
like
Grease. I'm sorry. I'm
opposite
sorry.
day.
I don't like Grease. I just don't. I have nothing against. I never seen
Grease is
16
good.
Candles. I never seen 16 Candles either. I've seen,
I haven't
but I
seen
have
that.
seen.
I've never seen 16 Candles.
Me
No.
either.
No, but I have seen.
Have you
I have
seen
seen The Breakfast Club. I never seen Pretty in Pink either. I've never seen it either.
Never seen that one.
No, I haven't
Okay,
seen it.
have you watched
seen Mean
Brothers?
Girls?
What happened?
Have
Mean
you watched
Girls.
The Brothers?
I watched Mean Girls for the
What
first
is that,
year
Austin?
ago.
The
Did you say
Blues
Step
Brothers.
Brothers?
The
No.
Blues Brothers? I
John
no.
Belushi and
No.
Have you seen Animal House?
Nope.
Screw
I
the Blues
haven't-
Brothers.
I
you
have
seen
not
Animal
seen
House?
Animal House.
Oh
How
my
have you
God.
not? Animal House.
Airplane?
Airplane's
Airplane.
classic. It's
I
really
may have
classic.
seen Airplane.
Guys, I also have never seen Ghostbusters.
What?
Never seen the original Ghostbusters.
Brian,
I have not seen the original one either.
Brian, you call
Haley! Haley! You like Halloween!
Brian,
I know.
call yourself an enthusiast in your Twitter bio. You can't be an 80s enthusiast if you have Ghostbusters. I'm sorry.
I can make I can make an exception for Ghostbusters. I do not
No.
like it.
It's
I don't like
How
it.
would you wait? How
Okay,
would you know?
there's a difference between liking it and not seeing it.
No, I don't like it.
You
I know. I just don't. It's that content for Ghostbusters doesn't never. Even when they did the remake, I didn't see the
You
remake.
can't-
I didn't see that. Nah.
So remake doesn't
Well,
matter.
you're wrong. You're
I
just
mean-
wrong.
Men in Black would be, I consider to be better than Ghostbusters.
No, it's not.
same subject matter.
They're different.
yeah.
They're different.
Fucking Ghostbusters
The
are some of
concept's
the
the same,
best.
you know.
Mm,
The concept's the same.
Brian,
Aliens, ghosts.
if
right.
if someone
Same
offers you a piece of cheesecake and you've never had cheesecake before, you can't say I don't like it.
Cheesecake is disgusting.
That's dad logic. Oh,
This
come on.
is-
Haley, just
Mark, it's the same reason. It's
Disgusting.
Mark, it's the same reason that I tell you that your TV is not bigger than mine, and you need to see my TV before you can opine on what a TV that's big looks like. I can see the same logic here, the same one. Okay, so
It is a 50-inch television.
49 and a
Yeah.
half. We saw the
I'm gonna
video
get the
you
tape
sent
measure.
us. Get it out. Let's see.
You know,
Oh.
Mark. Most guys like to round up. We don't actually give off the right amount, which is that we actually say it is. When we say it's 6.5, we really.
It
mean
had
5.
to. It had to come back to this.
Jake,
Oh,
I've never
man.
Yeah, it's boys.
Yeah, it's always going to come back to this. Um, And I think, look, before we get off this subject, I also think that you guys remember 2.5 Men. Has anybody ever watched 2.5 Men?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
Small
I do
amount.
remember that
I thought
show.
2.5 Men was hilarious. I thought it was
Did it?
funnier. I thought it was funnier than Seinfeld and all those other shows. I found it funny. I found the actual show funny.
Okay, who did you like better on it, Ashton Kutcher or Charlie Sheen?
Charlie Sheen. It's not even close.
Machine.
Charlie
Yeah.
Sheen.
Yeah.
They should
Not
have
close.
just after
Of
Charlie
popular,
off the
Always
wagon.
Sunny in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is better than The
You-
Office.
you- okay,
pretty
it-
funny.
I'll give you my. I rotate these comedies on Netflix all the time. And I do it like this. I do The Office, Parks and Recreation, that 70s show. You can't miss that 70s
That's
show.
70s
That's
show.
Okay. Community and New Girl. Those are the five comedies that I have in rotation constantly going around. If you
Brian,
haven't watched New Girl,
you need to watch
need to have-
Trailblazers.
Brian, I talked Haley and Christian into watching Community last week. I don't know
I
if
haven't started it yet. I'm sorry.
I don't know, Mandalorian or Community. Like, I don't know which one
oh
to pick.
my God, no!
Mandalorian.
Don't
What about
High
Arrested
School Musical?
Development?
Arrested
Development.
Oh,
Never
that's
seen
another one. That's a hot take for me. I hate Arrested Development. I think it's the most
Never
underrated
seen that
show
one.
ever.
Me either.
I liked the first episode, then it got bad. It's the same with The Office.
subject matter has angered several people tonight. I think
You know,
everyone has been angered by something that someone has said on this panel tonight. That,
you know, it just sounds like you all need to watch Letterkenny on Hulu. That's all I'm gonna say.
That is pretty funny.
That little
You're
blue square down there, rectangle, has remained very calm, though. Can I just say we've got one person that's very centered here in the
Blue
group?
like Nate, yeah.
It's because I haven't watched most of these things, so I've just
Oh,
been
you just
quiet.
didn't want us
Guys,
all yelling
guys,
at him. Okay.
somebody asked Nate if he likes Rick and Morty or something. And I'm pretty sure he'll
Oh
get
no!
talking.
Do you like Rick
Rick
and
and
Morty?
Morty.
That show is.
I've watched one episode, so I'm not going to give it.
Okay,
to
good.
I think
Because
Rick and
that show
Morty
melts my
is
brain.
good, But
I
I
don't,
just
I don't
think
like Rick and Morty. I don't
You
like
guys are giving like
I
all
like it.
these movies, and I'm
I
just
like it. It's
I
just
don't-
people
I don't
think that
want
it's way smarter than it is. Like, yeah, it's a pretty smart show, but like, there's only like
You also
so
get-
much.
Yeah, Brian, it's not that you
Philosophy
don't like it,
and
it's just
stuff.
you're not smart enough to understand the show.
Oh,
I'm
shut
an
up.
idiot and I
It's
can
so
No,
like-
no.
Yeah.
I'm
And
an
since
idiot and
I don't like Rick and Morty
Yeah,
fans.
look,
That's
listen.
like,
You have to have a reasonably high IQ to
Rick
understand
and
the
Morty,
show.
Rick and Morty fans act like that show is the Messiah, and you're supposed to have this massive IQ to understand it. No, it's not.
So-
That. You know who's a real show that's actually it's like the prophet of all shows? It's The Simpsons, because they keep telling shit that's gonna happen, and the shit happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes,
That's true.
exactly.
All right, guys.
The Simpsons.
I'm gonna keep a running tally of this. I don't know if anybody can see it. That is the first hairball collected from my dog while we're sitting here talking. So I'm gonna just keep a running tally on that. We're gonna see how big the fur ball gets.
Awesome. I can't wait. This is riveting.
Don't
TV,
you
guys.
dare slander Oakley.
Oh, not slander.
This is
He's
riveting-
adorable.
Little dog.
All right, guys. So let's keep it moving along. I think we've already slandered Mark's TV long enough. So,
No, definitely not long enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's what they say about the TV.
I'd like to believe that we are all Patriots fans here. Everybody's a Patriots fan here, right? We're all
no,
Patriots fans?
I'm a
except
Tampa
for
Bay.
Jake. Except for Jake.
I've been a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan since the end of
Christian?
Prohibition.
Christian watches
Tampa
the
Brady.
Patriots because she loves me.
Ah.
I'm
Okay, so-
honorary.
honorary.
Honorary
So,
fan.
well, we're gonna honorarily put you into this conversation with us.
Okay.
Jarrett, apparently, Jarrett Stidham is over the last couple of weeks has people have gotten excited about the possibility of the uncertainty that he's bringing to the team, and certain Patriots fans are actually hating on the kid, and they actually want him to not do well. Do you guys have any type of response, or maybe some type of logic for why you wish your incoming new young quarterback to not succeed?
It's the Tom Brady effect.
I think that's
Mhm.
very stupid.
Brian, let me tell you something,
Very
Brian.
stupid.
I need to hear from everybody. So
It's
let's get it going. Get it
the
going.
Tom Brady
So
effect.
stupid.
So a lot of people, and you can be on whatever side of the argument you want to be. You can be, it was all Brady or it was all Belichick or one without the other. But a lot of people recently, and I don't know why, but a lot of people recently have been crediting Tom Brady more with the success of the Patriots than they have Bill Belichick. And that's worked its way down to the younger generations of fans like myself and maybe a little bit younger who have really grown up throughout this dynasty and haven't experienced anything such as a losing season. I mean, since I've been alive, the worst the Patriots have been was 9-7, and that was 2002. So I think a lot of fans around my age are just under the impression that all we do is just 11-5, 12-4 every year. We're spoiled. We're spoiled. So now that Tom Brady's gone, it's like we don't want to see Belichick win.
I think look. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna break this down a little bit so that maybe like the girls can draw an analogy from this. Let's say Christian. Now I want to say Christian and Haley were in a soccer team, right? You guys played soccer. So let's say that you guys are graduating and you have the upcoming class. And a new batch of girls is going in, and they're playing your positions, and you wish those girls to not do well because they played your position that you're vacating, that you're choosing to leave. I find it almost like that. I assimilate it to that. I feel like, look, Tom Brady and had 20 great years in New England, and he chose to leave for a new challenge for whatever reason. He chose to leave. He left. It's not like Bill Belichick publicly said, I don't want Tom Brady to be my quarterback. So he left. What's wrong with rooting for Jarrett Stidham to do well in his place? That doesn't mean you're rooting against Tom Brady or you have some sort of tie loyalty.
More people are Tom Brady fans than they are Patriots fans. More people are just Tom Brady fans than they are Patriots fans.
And you were like,
well, if you're a Patriots fan, why the fuck would you want
because
the
most
Patriots
people
to lose? That's stupid.
Exactly.
Because most people weren't even Patriots.
Why
most
are you?
people
But
weren't
then
even
don't be a
Patriots
Patriots
fans.
fan. Go buy
Yeah,
more hats.
You should never wish.
They fell in love with the Patriots because of Tom Brady, and now that he's gone, they have no reason to love the Patriots.
That's like bandwagon shit right there.
That's exactly what it is.
Get out of here.
Well, hop off. Get off my wagon. Get out. I'm rooting for the Patriots to win. I want them to do good. If he doesn't, I hope we get somebody even better. But as long as the Patriots are winning, that's all I care about.
I just can't imagine you literally being, man, I hope we fucking tank this season so that we can get this guy. Fuck that. I want to win. I want to win.
You know what I hope happens? I hope we tank this season and then get the first overall pick and Belichick takes some 5th round draft pick with the first overall pick. Just so I can laugh hysterically.
In Jake.
We will never tank. Like people
he would do that too.
People are saying, Jarrett's
we're not tanking.
Yeah, people are saying, Bill Belichick is keeping Jarrett Stidham because he's obviously tanking. The team is obviously trash. Where the fuck do you see trash? You're bringing the same exact secondary that was rated number 1 in the league last season. You add some pieces on defense. You got actual tight ends that could catch now potentially.
I mean, let's be honest. We won 12 games last year in spite of Tom Brady. Let's be brutally honest. There were some things that he did for us, but we really won 12 games in spite of Tom Brady. That Cowboys game, that Eagles game. That Bills game.
I think Tom Brady was partially at fault for what happened last season as well because he did say publicly that he was not throwing the football to guys. Literally said, if I don't trust you, I'm not throwing you the football. And he wasn't throwing on the football. There's literally a soundbite of him saying to Bill Belichick, like, hey, look, if that guy I just don't think that guy can win us the football game. That guy can make it the place to win football games. So if I don't throw him the football because I don't believe that he can make the place to do so. And Bill Belichick said this, that Brady said, and it was corroborated that it was said this. So I feel like maybe Brady does better at this point in his career with established players, veteran players that are well equipped to meet his demands, like a Mike Evans or whatever other weapons he has, or Gronk or Frakes or whatever. So
I think that's definitely part of the reason. I mean, he's 43.
Old, guy. Yeah, he's 43. He's not. It's okay. It's okay to say that Tom Brady was declined in ability because he's 43. He can't be great forever. But people take offense to that. People actually get offended when you tell them that. Not everyone, but there's a lot of people that take offense to that. Like,
I'm just happy for the 20 years he gave us and the 6 rings. Like, be happy that we had that.
I think people are just upset that he's, of course, going to end his career with another team. And I think people are a little bit upset of just almost how avoidable this whole situation was. And I know a lot of people like to use the argument, well, Belichick didn't give him weapons. He did give him weapons. Of course, he gave him Josh Gordon and just off the walls, Antonio Brown, but he tried to give him something and it didn't work out.
And he obviously tried to get him Mohamed Sanu, but Mohamed Sanu got hurt in the Eagles game on a punt return because our other punt returner had gotten hurt previously in the season. And they didn't want to put Julian Edelman out there, so they put Mohamed Sanu, who's had experience there.
It also didn't help that our offensive line was absolute trash last season. Also.
Well, yeah.
With Marshall, with Newhouse in there. I mean, that guy should not be on an NFL team. Okay, he should not.
Brian, you've raised a couple of points, and I want to touch on all of them here related to this upcoming season. So, Jake and you raised the point that Patriots are spoiled, and that is absolutely 110% correct. There is a huge contingency of Patriots fans, and I'm not going to try and single out someone like Austin because of their age, but people like Austin have experienced nothing but winning. The Patriots have amazing teams since they've been alive, and they think the team is not these guys. People around that age think, oh yeah, they're just going to be incredible. The other fact is that the majority of Patriots fans are fucking stupid. And it's something that I put on out on a constant basis. Patriots are more because, as we have established already, this roster is too talented to tank. I am not adverse to the concept of tanking in sports. I will say that right now. When the Celtics were tanking before the Kevin Durant draft, I was rooting for that team to lose. I was rooting for the young players in that roster to play well and develop, but ultimately I wanted them to play well but lose because I am not adverse to the concept of tanking. However, this team is way too talented to pull off a tank, and you have the greatest coach in history, so you're not tanking for Trevor Lawrence. And if I see one more fucking with Lawrence avatar on their Twitter account, I'm goddamn blocking them.
Austin, block Austin, block him.
I'm in the middle on that. So either Stidham could fucking own, or he could be complete shit. Well, and that's with any quarterback in general. I just don't
think that they're going to be bad enough to get Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, they're not going to be bad.
They're not going to be bad enough.
Always when I change my profile pic to that, I would troll it. They're nowhere going to be bad enough. At the worst, we're going 8-8 with our current team, and that gets you potentially.
Maybe at worst, we're going 8-8, 15-1 or bust.
Yeah.
Wrap up.
Okay.
Acting like we're not going to go 19-0.
Acting like we're not going to go to another Super Bowl. Okay.
Losing season.
Or we could go 6-10. This team has either huge success in them, or huge bust in them. And it all depends on not only how Jared Stidham plays, but it depends on how the defense is and how all the new pieces that we've added in the draft, like Duggar, Jennings, and how they develop and play.
It's actually shit.
The last point that I wanted to make is relates to Jarrett Stidham. I am firmly in the middle in the sense that I want to see this young man play more than 4 regular season snaps before making a judgment. I want to see him play against first team. I don't want to see him play against third teamers in preseason. You can get tendencies, but you can't really get enough out of him from that. I want to see him against NFL defense for a prolonged period of time before I make up my mind on him. And you have the Patriots fan base on polar opposites of that spectrum. You have people who are saying that the kid absolutely blows, and their rationale is, well, he threw a pick six in a blowout against the Jets. Are you kidding me? That's your only reason? By the same token, you have people calling him saying that he's going to be a superstar based on zero evidence. So I know that people want to get their takes out, but I guess the last point that I'll make is just wait for him to play meaningful games. Take what you will out of that, and that's the type of quarterback the Patriots will have. Wait to make up your mind. You don't need to have your mind made up before there's actual evidence in front of you.
I agree with Mark 100%.
It just sounds like someone's jealous that Jarrett Stidham's a top 3 quarterback and he hasn't even played it down in the NFL yet. I'm just look.
Someone is jealous that Jared Stidham has a bigger TV.
Uh,
in
sounds
his
like,
So,
You got.
Listen,
look,
we lost Tom Brady, but ticket prices went down, okay? Because the Patriots Texans game
Not mine.
last year cost me $200 and something, and I looked, and it's $60 for this coming season. So
Looks like we're going again.
looks like we're going
Yeah.
again. If they
One
allow
second.
us to.
Let's do it.
We were
There's no Corona.
just wait till Stidham wins MVP and it goes back up next year.
Right.
Don't worry about that.
All right, guys. So moving right along here.
Oh, okay.
Having
Well,
docket.
I'll go
Hold
fuck
on.
myself.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Scott.
Hold on.
Blues-
Nate, hold on. Nate, you have to ask permission to speak. This is
Yeah.
a room full of
Ah,
adults.
okay. Yeah, can I speak?
Treat your elders with respect.
Raise your hand.
Blues Clues Blues
Boomers.
has something to say. Go ahead, Nate.
While we're on the topic of the Texans, let's go over the new,
The
you know,
Texans.
The
the,
Texans.
the next
talking
QB
about the
after
Texans?
Stidham, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
We're
Hold
going
on,
for
hold
it.
on, hold on.
Yeah,
Watson
that'll be
away.
interesting to see.
Can we get on the topic of the Texans before you start talking about them?
No, because someone brought up, you know,
No
they
one
went to
said
the,
anything
Nobody
about
said-
the
yeah,
No,
no,
his name
someone
is
said
not
about
being
To be
mentioned.
fair, I
They-
mentioned the
to be
game
fair.
that we
The
went
Texans,
to. Patriots
he did.
did.
Speaking of
we
either
went
way.
to
Yeah.
see
See,
Speaking of
we
we're
saw the
gonna go on
Patriots
this
play the
Watson
Worst
Texans.
coach ever, by the way.
Speaking
I
of
love
Miami.
Brian.
someone brought up the Texans, and
Speaking of Super Bowl 55.
yeah, but look, would you want, you know, a proven or not like a really a proven QB, but would you not want Watson, someone who has
Look,
played
Deshaun
good
Watson's
enough?
going to have to fight Jarrett Stidham for that number 4, and I don't think he can do it.
Good point.
I
Oh,
like
looks like
Wow.
someone's moving to 5.
So
He seems like a good dude to me.
Garrett could go
He-
back to 8.
he can hang out there down in Houston with his best buddy Bill O'Brien, and they can swap second-round picks for absolute busts, and you know, just all around have a good time down there in Houston.
Look, we'll trade
I'll
up-
take Jarrett Stidham. I'll take
on,
Jarrett
man.
Stidham and a competent coach.
We'll trade Austin in his first season copy of High School Musical, the series, for Deshaun
I have a
Watson.
copy of High School Musical.
Nate can maybe throw on some of that belly button.
For Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I don't think the Texans are letting him go, so I'm not even entertaining that idea.
I
Yeah,
don't know. He
there's
doesn't seem
somebody
happy
that-
anymore.
There's somebody
I'm
who said
talking-
today that he's on a contract extension. I forgot who it was.
Dumb as hell, but he's not that dumb. I don't think he's that stupid.
No, he is. He traded DeAndre
Hopkins.
I'm still saying.
Mark?
He's-
Come on, Mark.
Did you just use Bill O'Brien and intelligence in the same sentence?
All right, guys. Let's look. I want to talk a little bit to Nikki. I want her to tell us a little bit about her experience. How did it go? Who did she have to fight? She has been I think her last episode she recorded with us was all the way back in December. So, or maybe a little further back. So, Nikki, tell us a little bit about how was the experience. How as much as you can share, obviously, as far as what you went through to get back home.
Well, for the first couple months, it started as a regular run-of-the-mill deployment. We were off the coast. We were in the South China Sea, doing operations around there. We had some ports scheduled for different places. Vietnam was one of them. We did end up going into Vietnam for a few days. We were supposed to go to a bunch of different places, Thailand, things like that, over in that area. When after our Vietnam port, there was a few people that were found to have tested positive for COVID-19. So we trucked it back to Guam, and we're still over there. They're still over there. But yeah, we're in the process. Obviously, you guys know about everything with Captain Crozier and everything, and I really stand behind Captain Crozier because behind the scenes, a lot of perceptions were kind of skewed, where people were saying that the captain acted rashly and that things were happening, but he was just trying to rush people. But I personally didn't think that was the case. At that point, we were in Guam on the ship, basically doing shore-based operations, which isn't that much. and no other changes were made. So we weren't able to social distance. We didn't have anything in place to keep us safe. We didn't have any kind of regulations in place at that time. But then after that letter went out, within like 48 hours, people started getting off the ship.
And obviously, there were, I don't know if everybody knows, her captain was relieved of duties for basically kind of, raising the bells when the epidemic started getting bigger, and a lot of the, I think a lot of your crew started getting sick, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And basically, he was relieved of duties, but there was a petition going around to see if to get him reinstated. Do you know exactly what's going on with his case? Is he fighting it, or is he completely off the Navy?
So at this point, the only thing I know is that he has a temporary assignment in San Diego.
Okay.
So everything's still like pending. So as far as I know, I'm like a nobody on the ship, but
Right.
But yes, as far as everybody knows, he had tested positive for COVID. He did his quarantine, and then they sent him over to San Diego to do a temporary assignment while they looked over everything and made a decision.
Okay. Do you know anybody that stayed behind? As far as any people that you knew that had to stay behind on the ship?
A few people had to stay behind on the ship. We did things in waves. So because I was separating, I was one of the first waves to go, where they tested me, and then they moved me off of the ship. Once the negative test result came back, they moved me off the ship into one of the hotels in Guam for me to do a 14-day quarantine that turned into a 21-day quarantine.
Wow.
Tested me again, and then tested me again. And then after the 21 days and the 2 negative test results, they sent us on a NALO mission, which is just basically like a personnel flight through the military. So we jumped from Guam to Hawaii to San Diego.
So, like I said, guys, she went through the gulag. Like that literally sounds like the gulag. Does anybody have questions for her? Somebody raised the question. I believe, I don't know if I cut anybody off. Everybody, but I think the most important part is that you're home safe. We're all glad that you got home safely, and you obviously they tested you multiple times and negative, so that's a really good thing. And we're glad to have you back stateside, healthy and happy, and reunited with your husband. So I know that guys were separated for a while, so glad to have Mr. Waffles back in the mix. We call him Mr. Waffles, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think the most important part is that you're healthy. And again, thank you for your service also as well. And thank you to everybody in the overseas, doing their jobs and going through a lot of this hard stuff. I'm pretty sure that you have a lot of stories and a lot of things that people are going back overseas that are pretty difficult to talk about or can't be talked about. But either way, we thank you for it, and we thank everybody else.
I did want to give a shout out though to the USO over in Guam, as well as the personnel that are stationed in Guam. They did everything they could. They've been over backwards. They were getting donations. They were taking care of us, making sure we ate 3 times a day, making sure we were taken care of. Like if we had something other than COVID, they would give us medicine, and they would really stay on top of us. And they worked really hard to make sure that we were good and we were safe and we were healthy. So shout out to them.
Shout out.
Donate to the USO. That would be really helpful.
Yeah, big shout out to you.
USO is awesome everywhere.
Yes.
USO is always amazing.
Yeah. Big shout out to everybody, and again, thank you to everybody overseas. If you have joined, if you're a listener, and if you have served before or are serving or are about to serve, we thank you as well. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your time, your dedication. It's truly inspirational. And again, we're really glad, Nikki, to have you back home healthy and safe. Mm-hmm. And we hope that you can now fulfill any future adventures that you wish to endure in your next chapter. going off, basically just kind of piggyback and kind of go into a little bit of a lighter note before we go into our game show edition of the part of the
Just gave the
show.
surprise away.
Yes. No, but you know what? It's gonna be in the bio, guys. Relax. What's the first thing that you think you're gonna be able to do, or what's the first thing that you think you're going to do, realistically? Because I know a lot of people are saying that, oh, when everything opens up, the first thing I'm gonna do is no. Because I feel like a lot of people are gonna be scared or hesitant to do certain things, like go to a movie theater, for example. Okay. Let's fast forward, 8 months from now, right? And let's say that we somehow miraculously able to flatline the curve, and things are looking up. We got some sort of vaccine in place. What is one of the first things that you're going to do once this is over and everything opens up back to normal?
Why don't we go around the room, Brian?
Okay. Let's start with you, Mr. Mark, then.
Well, let me just say that this will probably reveal a lot to our listeners, but probably not be surprising to anyone in here. First thing that I'm doing is I'm going to a bar with my friends.
That was
Several beverages.
I would do
We've
that.
been talking about it in our group chat for several weeks now, so we know exactly what bar we are going to. I know what I am ordering for my first several drinks, and it will be a long.
Line them up.
I can just imagine, just keep it coming. I don't care. I don't care. Keep it coming.
Ryan,
what can I get you? Yes.
But I don't slur my words when I drink. I sound just as silky smooth as I do right now.
I slur my words so much.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. What about you, Nate? Are you going to change the colors in your room? What are you going to do?
I don't know, because I just stay in my room.
I can see that.
For the first time in his life, he might
Sounds
pick
like
on his own
my
outfit.
sister.
She's like, guys, I'm going to move the lights from this wall to this wall. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe open a window.
Nate, what would you do during summer of high school?
Yeah, well, Nate, what do you like to do?
School.
Do you like to do extracurricular activities? Do you like to do sports? Do you do any sports of any kind?
No, I used to play football, and then I quit to play video games.
So basically,
okay, wait.
So basically, Nate's life has not changed. Regardless of the pandemic.
Okay.
Not at all.
I didn't like the coach, and I also wanted to play video games, so it was kind of like a double.
So, are you going to join FaZe?
Streamer?
Is that what you're saying?
What?
So are you going to be the next member of FaZe or something like that?
I'm becoming the next ninja. I hope you guys know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Haley, what about you? What are you?
Well, Texas has already opened up a bit, so I already got my nails done.
Yeah.
What?
Christian and I
You
went
like
shopping today.
Yeah, we've already gone shopping.
Yeah, we've already been out and about, but I can't wait until I can travel and go see my grandparents in Florida and my brother in El Paso, which is still in Texas, but 9 hours away, so I'd like to fly.
Yeah, so all of you that live in the tiny states, welcome to our lives.
Hey, I live in Florida, the crazy state.
Yes,
so
you get it. You get it.
We know.
California, get it.
I live in Connecticut, so you have either extremely rich liberals or extremely rich conservative assholes.
But how long does it take you to drive from one side of Connecticut to the other side of Connecticut? That's my question.
An hour. It takes like
I drive an hour
Austin,
to get to another city.
My county is bigger than yours.
It takes me an hour to get to Christian.
Yeah,
Yes.
Brian, you're like, is that supposed to be like? I shit on Connecticut all the fucking time. This place is hell.
Listen, we're just making some observations. You don't get to get all. You don't have to get even more pink. Okay. Austin is very angry today, even though he's the one who's making the egregious comments. I don't know. Jake, Jake, I know exactly what you're gonna do when you get out. You're gonna go to a hat store and get a different color hat.
What is your obsession with Jake's hats?
Let me live, Austin.
It's because he lives so rent free up here.
Yeah.
He just.
Jake, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Well, I agreed with Mark. I said I was gonna go to a bar first thing I was gonna do, but you know what? I might just go, and I know I said earlier that I would cut steak if I have to, but I might just go get myself a nice big porterhouse.
There
for
you
all
go.
I pay.
There you go.
I need it. Gotta
I
treat
like-
yourself right.
Good plan.
Wash it down with an ice cold Budweiser.
Coors Light. But,
Christian, what about you? What are you? What
why,
are you
why
going
destroy
to do?
the beer?
I'm gonna go with Haley's. Haley and I have known each other since high school, and our other best friend had a baby back in when was
February.
he born? It was
Valentine's
February.
Day.
Oh, wow.
Yes, duh. He was a Valentine's Day baby, and we haven't been able to see him yet. So as soon as everything's
Madam.
clear and we're all healthy, that's the first place I want to go.
Awesome.
For sure.
Awesome.
Nice.
Nikki, what about you? What are you going to do once this is all, settled?
Well, first I'd just like to point out that all of you guys literally sound like everyone on deployment, every deployment ever. Well,
Hey, I'm a
gonna do.
military brat. I
Everybody
get
is-
it. I get it.
Yes, military
I-
kids.
When I
I
get
feel
a
like I need to
plan,
switch to my camo hat. Hold on.
Oh, look, she had backups.
nice. I like it. Flex on them, Haley. Flex on them. So wait, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna tell other people's story? What are you gonna do, Nikki? I forgot what you're gonna do. What are you gonna do? Nikki, did we lose you? Am I not talking? What's going? Am I?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
There you are.
Okay.
Okay.
hello.
So I'm thinking I definitely want to go back to Boston and want to do a little bit of traveling and check out some of our family. Me and my husband. Our hobby is going to various Ghost Adventures locations.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love that.
So we want to do that.
That's awesome.
I say we have a Ghost Stories Uninterrupted.
We
Well,
could.
yeah.
I have plenty of those.
Ghost experiences.
That's
Yeah.
actually the one of the projects that I'm working on with a friend of mine. Is I'm trying to start a horror type podcast that we're gonna get together. It's very like Lovecraftian and conspiracy theories and all that kind of stuff. But
Nice.
he's still on the Roosevelt, so we're just like planning right now.
Yeah.
They're scheming, guys. They're scheming.
Yes, we're scheming.
Well, I'll definitely
Whoa.
listen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Austin, I know exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna get a haircut, right?
No. Yeah, probably. That, like, I kind of want to
Don't
like
cut those locks.
my no. I'm to be honest. I'm getting very sick of it. But I'd probably go to the gym.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's
you
another
are so.
one. I'm
you
ready
are so
for that.
basic.
Like,
You are
it's-
so
like,
basic.
I can't say go to a fucking bar. I can't go to a bar.
I mean, you,
You
you
can,
could.
but you
I
won't.
Good.
I
You won't be
can,
let
but I
in.
can't order anything.
He's like, I can go stand at the door of a bar, but I can't let in.
Well,
I
it's
think-
crazy. One of the random things that I've missed. Sorry, Brian. One of
Okay.
the random things that I missed. I was watching a Pats game. It was showing on the boat, and I just got hit with like the smell of a sports bar for some reason.
Mm.
And like that smell, like you can't get it anywhere else. And I'm just like, God, I miss it so much.
business
Yeah.
sports bar cologne.
I'm gonna steal that for a school project. I have to make a business. I'm gonna steal that. It's an
There you
elevator
go.
pitch. I'm
I
stealing
just
that.
verbal
Do it.
trademark.
Oh, an elevator
Do
pitch?
it.
I can help you with an elevator pitch, dude. I just competed in a national collegiate one. Swear to God.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's
got seventh place
Wow.
because
Is
what
it
I'm gonna-
anywhere on the internet so I don't get in trouble?
Dude,
Mr.
I can-
Captain Cuddles.
I'll talk to you after.
What are you gonna do when quarantine's over?
I have it down to 3. Okay, and it's gonna be in this order. Okay, a barber, a sporting event, an airplane. Okay, I'm just gonna do it in that order. I'm gonna go to a
Good luck
barber,
with the sporting
Just-
event.
a sporting event.
So
Just
you're gonna
any
fly
airplane?
the plane, or are you gonna just?
Right?
He's just gonna go
steal
on
one?
to the
wanna
airplane.
sit
He's just gonna
in,
sit
I'm
there
gonna-
and not go
listen,
anywhere.
Even if I have to go,
Gonna go to the
certain airports-
Catalina wine mixer.
Brian's gonna buy a plane
Yeah.
ticket,
Catalina
sit on the
wine
plane,
mixer.
and just start coughing.
No.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
no. I wouldn't have to go that far.
Fly Spirit Airlines. Trust me, you'll
Oh
enjoy it.
no, absolutely not.
I'd
Worst airline
rather
ever.
strap myself to a rocket before I go to Spirit Airlines. I'm not doing that at all. At all. All right, guys. So now we are almost towards the last part of our show, and what better than to get our competitive juices flowing and to have a little
This is a hell of a segue.
guys versus.
It's because he spoiled it about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Spoiled, Jake. Your face is spoiled. They'll read it on the bio. They'll know it's there. We're gonna do a little guys versus girls trivia, okay? And while Mark is going to be our, I guess our
Host.
Yeah.
MC.
The hostess with the mostest.
Mark.
With the mostest, and we are going to separate the teams between me, Blues Clues Nate, Jake the Snake, and Goldilocks Austin. And then on the other side, it'll be Christian G.
My hair was blonde.
It'll be Haley, and it'll be Nikki. Obviously, we need 4 guys, and because girls are smarter. They have more brain power than us guys over here. So we need all the help. We need all the help we can get. So without
we also have Jake on our team. So
yes, without further ado,
Okay. At least I can say a full sentence without stuttering over the word.
I'm sorry.
Knowing that Austin likes the High School Musical stuff, he might know some of my questions.
He might.
Oh.
There you go.
Austin's very in tune with his feminine side, so.
If Vanessa Hutchins' birthday is on there, like he'll definitely get that. Like
I actually don't know when that is.
It's not.
Yes.
So look, I think we'll start with the ladies answering questions first. Mark, you can go ahead and shoot off the questions to the girls, ladies first, as always, and then we'll switch it over to the fellas. We'll switch it over to Nate, Austin, and Jake. And without further ado, please, sir, go ahead and let's get us rolling on.
All right, ladies. First question: how big is Mark's TV actually?
49.5 inches.
What a great question! I love it.
Number one. Welcome to our battle of the sexes. I'm your host, Mark Trebek, and as I am mandating that all of your answers be in the form of a question. So any form of a question.
No.
Do we play the Jeopardy theme when they're thinking of the answer?
No. We're not gonna get sued for copyright infringement tonight.
Oh yes, we are.
But we are.
Nate, shut up.
And, as Brian alluded to, we have a series of questions that are going to be asked to the team of the opposite sex, something that they might not necessarily normally know the answer to. So we're going to answer the centuries-long debate of this trial and error process. We have 5 questions that are going to be posed, as well as 1 bonus question. And so, given that I do not have the questions in my hand, I'm going to let the ladies are going to answer first. The gentlemen have assembled questions, and I'm going to let the first question be posed by Mr. Brian, Captain Cuddles himself.
Brian is actually not there.
I'm right here, guys. What are you talking about? What are you talking? Jake, why are you trying to get rid of me, Jake?
You actually have to answer in question format, correct? Like, it's not a real rule, right?
Find out when you answer.
Okay.
Are you asking me a question?
Read the first question.
You go. Your turn.
First question: is Brian an idiot?
Oh, you're asking me to read the question.
Yes.
Are you
asking me to? Oh, did you ask the question already?
No.
Brian.
He wants you to ask the question.
Oh, you want me to ask the girls the question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was getting a Coke, and all of a sudden I was like, Brian. I was like, what's going on here?
You're already failing.
Jake always says Brian lives rent free.
I got really nervous when it was 4 versus 3, but
Good.
6 versus.
I was just lost. I didn't know that I was reading the first question. I didn't know.
I don't have your
Read the question, Brian.
I'm gonna need.
All right, I'm gonna get my question. All right, you could have prepared me for this better. Hold on, I'm gonna look.
Isn't it your fault?
Why were you not already prepared? Mine are right here.
I thought Mark was asking the first question. How do you know I was asking the first question?
I didn't send the question. How would he have
your questions? But I don't have your questions. You can send me your questions, and then I can ask them.
Oh my god, guys! Oh my god! All right, so look, since I am obviously still looking for my questions right here, let's start Haley asking the questions since her questions are prepared. Okay, that'll give me time to prepare.
Okay.
One point automatically for.
Yeah, we already get a
Wow,
point.
You get half a point. Half a point. Half a point. You get half a point.
Asking their
Okay.
and gentlemen, remember your answer must be in the form of a question or die.
So what
Or
is?
die.
Remember, I'm preparing questions. Nobody said my name.
Wait, but am I not asking the question in question format then? Because
Yes.
they're in question format on my
Ask the
paper.
questions. Ask the questions.
Both will be in question format.
Okay. All right. First question. What is the name of Barbie's sister?
Is a sister.
I know this. The name of
No
Barbie's
Googling.
sister is
No Googling.
I actually know this one, but I'm impartial.
Oh.
Is it
I need
No
Patricia?
Googling.
Mark.
No.
I feel like
No,
it's
wrong.
My hands are right here.
Hey, they answered wrong already.
No, we gotta get it right.
No
No
Googling.
Googling.
Wrong. You said
What,
Patricia.
We can
I'm
see
not.
your
My hands
reflection in
are
your
right here. My
glasses.
hands are right here.
Okay.
Is it
10
Tanya?
seconds.
Steve.
Steve.
Definitely Steve.
Maria. Is it Maria?
Fucking. I don't know.
Is that your final answer?
Maria.
Wait, why are you muted?
Yeah, we'll
Maria's
go
the
with
final
Maria then.
answer?
Yeah, we'll go
Okay,
with Maria.
Maria is wrong.
It is.
What is it, Mark? Hold on. I want to see if Mark knows it.
Okay, go ahead.
The answer is Skipper.
You're right.
He did know
Wait,
it.
Skipper isn't like a
Correct.
girl's name?
Yep.
That's the name of Barbie's sister.
It is not a dog. It is a
Too
girl.
bad the gentleman
A
gets
fake girl.
because I am an impartial third party.
Damn.
All right, Haley. Question number 2, please.
All right, question number 2. What is the name, first and last, of the author of the Twilight series?
Fuck, there was something I just saw about her.
Stephanie Myers.
Who is Stephanie Myers?
Isn't it that her name?
Can I answer, or is that it? Like, that's final?
Is that your final answer, gentlemen?
Sure. I could.
Yeah,
I
we'll go with it.
Don't know.
Okay. You
Right.
added an S. It's actually Stephanie Meyer.
Oh, God.
You didn't
Who
get
cares?
it.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Are we giving half points or is that no points? How are you playing this?
That should be
That's a
half.
full point.
You got the first name right, so half point.
That
No, it's not a full point because that's not her last name. Okay.
I rule 0 points.
Mark, shut up.
0 points. Okay, good job,
No,
Mark.
that's a half a point.
Mark,
That's
Mark
half a
is
point.
final say. Mark has final say.
Don't
So,
bark the wrong tree. You're already canceled.
question number 3. Name the Kardashian sisters.
All right,
How
come on.
many? Wait, can we ask
That's
this
just-
question? How many?
All
are
of
there?
the Kardashians.
So,
All
There's
five.
5.
Kim, Chloe, Courtney, Kendall, Kylie.
There you go.
Yep.
1
Yep.
point.
You got him.
Good job. Good job.
Coming through.
Question number 4.
Which singer has albums titled Red and Fearless?
Taylor Swift.
Correct.
Dang. Austin is carrying you guys.
You know.
Question
That's
5.
fine.
What do you call a ring that has a single diamond set alone?
What?
A ring with just one diamond on it. What do you call that?
A
Oh,
stud.
a single carrot?
Is that your final answer?
The cricket.
Sounds like he was too cheap.
They're
Is that-
actually very expensive.
Yeah, they're really pricey.
Was that the final answer?
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. The answer is solitaire. It's a solitaire ring.
All right. So the gentleman with 2 points out of a possible 5. We will save.
Are we doing the bonus now? Oh no, we're doing that later. Okay.
Yeah, we'll save that for later. Let's play out
Final
the
Jeopardy.
of the first round. Now I have.
Now Brian better not have been concocting harder questions for us. That's not
Right. For real though, I feel like this was kind of unfair. I prepared these this morning.
I have received
Why is
What?
Brian both muted and without his camera on?
question from
He's
Mr.
gonna be like, "What are the first 15 numerals in pi?"
This is why
Oh,
Mark should have
fucking
gotten
idea.
sent the questions so then Brian can't fix them.
I have been sent questions from Brian, and I am ready to
Oh.
read questions to the ladies.
Oh God. Okay.
Right?
Ladies,
So much
first
pressure.
question. The quarterback who recently departed the New England Patriots, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., went to what California high school?
I know this.
You're not.
I will be of no help, y'all.
I know what college he went to.
That is not the
High
question.
school. I know. I did not
God,
know
I
what high
knew
school.
this too.
You can do it, Nikki.
Oh my God, I have no idea. Should I
Wow,
say?
fake fans.
If you have a feeling,
Bandwagon
Let's go
fans
for
over
it,
here
'cause
jumping
we're
to the
not gonna-
Buccaneers talking about whether or not we're good. Yeah, don't know. Sorry.
I'm just gonna go with like Pasadena or something. Pasadena, whatever.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Final answer.
That is incorrect. The correct answer was Junipero Serra High School.
Junipero.
Oh, I was wrong. I thought it was just.
Fuck.
I thought.
No one knew.
This game.
I thought he just went to San Mateo.
I asked
Wow.
you Barbie's sister's name for the first question, okay?
That was hard. Why would
Juniper-
we know what?
Located in
Where
San
did Tom
Mateo
Brady go to high school?
High
Did,
School.
let's just ask, did Brian know the answer to that?
No, Google knew the answer to that. Okay,
0
question
point.
2.
Question number 2. Excluding the live action films with Mr. Shia LaBeouf and Miss Megan Fox, what year was the first Transformer movie released? It was an animated film.
I know this.
I know this.
Oh God, I feel like this is gonna fall on me. Nikki, do you have any idea?
For me, it's between like 1984 and like 1989.
See,
I'm
Is
going
what
to
I
be
got.
absolutely zero help on this one. Never seen it, never even heard of it. So,
Oh, you have to watch it. It's a classic.
Nerd Pod. Shout out to Nerd Pod.
not going to watch it after losing this.
What if he gets it
Oh,
right?
you already admit defeat?
Let's see.
No.
As an impartial third party, let me tell you, ladies, that the date range that you just threw out is it is in that range.
See, I had a feeling, and I wanted to say 87, and I don't know.
Is that your final answer?
Well, Nikki, I feel like might have a better grasp on this.
I want to. Maybe 80, 85.
We
So
could land
it's
in the
in
middle at
between-
85.
Yeah.
All right, is 1985 your final answer?
Shot in the dark?
Yes.
Sure.
That is incorrect.
Correct. It's 86.
Was 1986.
Dang.
Damn it.
One off. Yeah, I wouldn't have known that either way.
No.
That's okay.
Almost
I
had
feel like
it.
this is some
Not
shitty
that nerdy.
questions.
I was like when Nikki said 84 to 89. I was like, fuck, they're gonna get it. They're gonna guess the middle. They're gonna guess the middle answer, and they're gonna fucking get it.
So
Next question. I'm ready.
after 2 questions, 0 points to the ladies. The current score is gentlemen 2, ladies 0. Question number 3. Prominent rapper Marshall Mathers, aka Eminem, released an album in the year 2018. What was the name of that album?
Haley, go.
I have that whole album on my Spotify, and I do not remember.
You don't.
2018.
Man, that's
I can think of
embarrassing.
songs from it.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I
would
like
have
my
no
questions
idea.
versus your questions.
Listen, my
Not
questions
fair.
are great. My
All
questions
right,
are
next
great.
time we do this,
I can see
we're
like
up in the
album
ante.
cover and everything.
Yeah. I feel like I could see the cover art, and I still can't pull the name.
That was a great album.
Something like
It was a great album.
Is that something like neighborhood or something like that?
I can confirm that is not the answer.
Well, but like word association.
No, you're not.
I cannot believe you don't know this.
Oh my god.
I will provide you ladies.
I am mad at myself right now.
This album name is also the name of a alcoholic beverage.
Hey, we're not helping, Mark. We're not helping.
No. That's a good hint. That's a good hint.
We have to have a timer. Come on.
Alcoholic beverage.
9,
Timer would be
8,
Oh, fuck.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
No.
1. It is kamikaze.
The
Mark has to say the answers. Jake.
I just said the answer. It's kamikaze.
The correct
I knew it. But that... So mad.
is
All right, we got to get these two.
a very tasty as well as very potent.
I didn't even know that was a drink. First off, so that was not a helpful hint for me.
You-
Well, remember,
should
you guys also have the bonus. So there's a bonus question,
I
right?
feel like these questions.
The bonus is
Not
worth
good,
two.
but
The bonus is worth
Next.
two. Yeah, listen.
Haley says she's ready. She's done.
Listen. Stop being here on the question. The questions are great.
All right.
I
Well,
feel like I tried to pick ones that were like.
Listen, she's only saying that
easy,
because
like the fucking Kardashian
If
sisters.
they were winning,
okay?
the questions would be the best ever. But since they're losing, oh my god, the question. Go ahead, Mark. Continue.
after 3 questions, the current score is gentlemen
We know
2,
Mark.
0.
Haley, this is what Haley's like when she loses her patience.
I am merely stating the score as an impartial third party.
Okay.
Question number 4. How many singers are in the popular 90s band Boys to Men?
4?
I think. No, wait, hold on.
Haley's
I mean-
face, bro.
I gotta try to picture.
I'm trying to picture 2. Or was it 3?
I don't even know this.
Or was it 5?
Oh my god. All right, so this is 7.
Right? I'm just going to keep going.
Guys, they were not a Korean pop band. They didn't have more than 7. So let's just split it that way, okay?
I feel like it was 3, 4, or 5.
I can
I
confirm that.
want to say
single
3.
Let's just say you can count them on your hand.
Cool.
that narrows it down, man.
It does.
I mean,
This is
Going
not even
to
We
over.
want to go 3 or 4. 3 or 4.
I'm gonna go with-
Which one y'all want to go with?
Okay, hold on. Nikki's gonna go with something. Let Nikki go.
I
with
think
this
3, but whatever you guys.
3?
Fine,
I'm
fine.
good with 3. Final answer 3.
Final answer.
one. Is
Yeah.
this the final answer?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. The
Damn
correct
Damn it!
answer was 4. Which
Don't
was
let
the
us
fir-
be
The worst
more.
part is
I'm
that you
just gonna
guys
go
said.
ahead and quit
The
now.
worst part is that you guys said 4 off the bat, and you had it.
We did.
and
Yeah.
you
You guys can
Because
just
y'all
stop
made
second guessing.
faces.
Stop
Y'all
second
made
guessing
faces.
yourself.
Oh,
All right.
Anyway.
warfare. You guys have 1 left and the bonus. So go ahead.
Question number 5. In the very popular 90s video game and cartoon Pokemon, protagonist Ash Ketchum had a Pokemon who walked alongside him.
This is
What's
easy.
the name of that Pokemon?
Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Are you sure about that?
It's Pikachu.
Yes. Final
Yes.
answer.
Are you sure it's not Squirtle?
The lady on the board. The answer is
Yay!
Thanks for a shitty question, Brian.
Hey, that's my equivalent of your Barbie question. All right.
Like
Yeah,
the Barbie
That was a
question.
pity.
That one was one of the hardest ones.
We didn't know that one.
uh,
Yeah,
Mark
we
knew
got
that
that
one.
one wrong.
for the record. I knew that answer.
All right. So now,
Since-
the
Lady-
ladies to stay alive, they need to hit the double. Okay, to stay alive and to jump in the lead. So
Since-
it's-
I feel like we should ask you our bonus question first.
Yeah.
Well, I
Put the
I-
pressure on. We could go back and forth.
actually prefer, since the ladies are trailing, I'd like to see if they can move ahead with the bonus
Right.
question.
Yes.
Not really having a whole lot of faith. No, I'm not gonna lie.
I agree. Let the ladies.
Pretty pitiful so far, but
let's see
that's
the
Brian's
ladies,
fault.
because the ladies actually need to answer this question to force the guys to answer their bonus. If they can, then
True.
this question doesn't really matter for the boys. They win.
So what happens if they get theirs right and we get ours wrong? Do we go to another one?
No, because it will be uneven numbers. So no. You get it? Like if they get this one, they will go up 3-2, and if the boys answer right, it will go 4-3, and it ends right there.
Austin,
You know what
doing math?
Austin is counting his head right now. Look at him. Look at him. So go ahead, Mark. Ask him the bonus.
C.
The bonus question for the ladies. The 1970s produced a very popular series by the name of Dukes of Hazzard. This was created in the early 2000s as a motion picture starring Jessica Simpson, as well as for your bonus 2 points and to move ahead of the gentleman. What was the name of the car driven by the Dukes?
Oh, the song is playing right in my head.
Mother.
The song is playing in my head right now.
Oh my God.
It's Dixie.
It's a red station wagon.
Not a station wagon.
Yeah.
Station wagon. I have not seen either of
You
them.
guys are from Texas. This has to be.
Actually,
Florida.
born in Jersey. Thank you very much.
Oh
I am
God.
currently
You
a
guys
Texan,
doesn't
not from
matter.
Texas.
It doesn't matter. Listen.
It matters.
If you're Texanians.
Nope, Texans.
Texicans. Texans.
You guys should know this.
I don't. I'm sorry. I haven't seen either of those ladies.
I also do not know. I'm so sorry, Nikki.
Just give them the first letter for
It's all
pity.
on Nikki.
Just give them the first
It is 2 words.
Technically,
and
it's 3.
No, it's not. Elson.
No.
Learn how to count.
Well, no, because it starts with
2 words.
no, it's Austin. Just stop talking.
Shut the
It's
fuck up.
2
Austin.
words, and think war generals.
War generals.
Oh. Is it like General Lee or
Roughly-
something?
Is that your answer?
General Lee.
Is that your final answer?
Is that
Yes.
your answer? Are you sure? Because Christian, are you sure?
Are you guys okay with me saying yes?
I'm not saying anything else.
Yes, General Lee.
The ladies have moved in front, 3-2.
Woo!
Good job, Christian.
Way to open your mouth, Austin. Technically, it's 3.
How is that 3 words? Can you
Because-
tell me how that
Because he's
is?
thinking
Joey-
Robert E.
because
Lee.
you say no, because people say the General Lee.
Mm.
No, the car's named General Lee. That's it.
No,
There's
General
the
Lee.
General Lee.
Thank you, Christian, for that.
Oh.
And my brother's a Civil War reenactor, so like.
Nice.
My dad is a redneck, so wherever he is right now, he's happy.
All right,
So
give
now-
us, give us the
He's
bonus
never
question.
been prouder
The
than
same
you.
thing.
Okay.
Right.
The ladies have introduced a walk-off situation for the gentlemen. If the gentlemen answer this bonus question correct, they will emerge victorious 4-3. If not, the ladies will have proven that they are the superior gender. Pressure's on, gents.
At trivia.
Okay,
Great question,
bonus
by the way.
question. Name the 5 basic steps to skincare.
Oh,
What?
You guys asked us
I
what
said-
Tom Brady's high school was, okay?
For real.
This is a
I gotta
ridiculous
hear.
question.
This is
Guys
5
don't
steps
take care of
to
this kid.
skincare.
All you guys need to do was know Barbie's.
The 6-in-1 Head and Shoulders and cold buffer does not count as
That
that.
does not count.
Touch and dip.
Do you have females in your lives that you would see doing these things?
right.
Do you come up with
Brian.
any?
Right.
this
Just
tone one of
throw
them.
some out that you think would.
Tone is one of them.
Town is
All
one.
right, so that's one. Tone
Moisturize. Yeah.
Moisturize.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
That's 2.
I don't know.
Rinse.
That's not one.
It's not a
No, no,
rag,
no.
Austin.
Not one.
Austin's doing laundry, guys. I'm sorry.
Should we have a timer? I mean, how long do they have to answer this?
Is
I
cleanse
mean,
one?
well, they gave us
Forever.
a while for
Cleanse is
they gave
one.
us a while for that one question.
So what do they have so far? Cleanse?
What about the cucumbers over the side?
Okay, so we have three. So we have
That's
what
not
was
an
it?
actual
Someone
step.
write
We
this
have
down.
We have cleanse, moisturize, and tone.
Tone.
Other?
Austin, you watch a lot of girl shows. You know this.
We established that cucumbers over the edge, not one of them.
It is
No.
not.
Oh.
That's a bonus step.
What? Treatment? Maybe? No.
It's very vague.
No. Yeah, it is vague. I mean,
I know. I'm pretty sure tone's vague too.
no,
It's
that's
not.
vague.
It's a
How do you
product.
tone? How do you
Yeah.
Toner.
There's a toner. It's
Yeah.
called a toner.
town?
You balance out your skin's pH so that it can accept other skincare ingredients that you put on afterwards.
I know.
I
Not
just
vague.
heard about
Get
your
some more.
gibberish. All right.
Join me on my beauty podcast next week.
Impartial third party.
Okay,
Does
2 more guys.
Uh,
2 more.
the word exfoliate mean anything in this?
Yes, exfoliate.
Well, Mark, you're not allowed to participate.
I said it.
He helped us some. He helped us some, but now you can't help anymore, Mark.
Oh, yeah, he did.
That was your. That was
Exfoliate,
it.
it's exfoliate one, right? Is exfoliate one?
That is one.
All right.
So that's 4.
You have 4.
One. Mark.
I think that we established tonight that the host is actually the smartest at trivia out of everyone.
You know what they say about small TVs?
Giving them a lot of time here.
Yeah,
That is true.
He gave you like 3 minutes on.
Mark, what do
generally.
you say? Is there time coming up?
Wrap-
You
know.
Let's give the guys 30 seconds for the last one.
I
30
said
seconds.
Apply.
No
what?
help. No help.
What did you just say?
You just say apply?
Yes.
Apply what, sir?
Here's Austin.
What?
Rinse. Rinse.
I'm just.
Low cycle. Soft cycle.
Cold water.
15 seconds, guys. 15 seconds.
Hydrating? Is that the 5th one, or is that moisturizing?
That's moisturizer.
I'm just trying to think of words.
It's a good word.
Moisturizer.
It's a different step that you already got.
All right, gentlemen, you have 5,
Is it the mask thing? I don't
3,
know.
3,
2.
No, good try though.
1.
Alright.
That's it.
Wait.
Give us the 5. Give us the 5. What was it?
Cleanse, moisturize, tone, exfoliate, and sunscreen.
That is a bullshit question. I'm just gonna say it.
Not bullshit.
Not a bullshit.
That is a bullshit
Did you say
question.
We
sunscreen?
are taught that.
Do it. Yeah.
Hey,
Put
guys,
sunscreen
if
on
somebody
every
didn't
day.
open their mouth about generally, the guys will be walking off victorious. Like we have to
Listen.
talk about like
If
fight.
they knew who
I
Barbie's
just-
sister
time out.
was, they'd
I
still be in
said-
the game.
I said
Mark
it.
gave you exfoliate.
So,
Wait, you can
Do we
play.
want?
our answer had
I have
two
2
words.
question. Do you want to
Your
answer that one?
answer had, our
Yes.
answer had 2 words. Yours
Do
had
you want to answer that? I'll
No.
give you another try.
No.
Yes, yeah. Lay it
All
on
right.
us.
In the event that
We get 30 seconds to answer this.
it will be worth
30
one,
seconds seems like a lot.
will end in a tie.
It is.
Okay, you ready?
15 seconds.
What would you use to fix a run in your pantyhose?
Guys, I can't help you.
Did you say tape?
A run.
Does anybody know what a run and pantyhose are? Let me ask that.
I'd use Flex Seal.
Your hand.
He said
Flex Seal.
Can you say what a run is? Because
Can you use it in
Like
a
a
sentence?
tear
Yeah.
in your pantyhose, like a little
It's a
Very
thread that comes
visible
loose.
tear.
So yeah, so it makes
So
like
wait.
a line.
Okay, repeat the question. Repeat the question. I didn't hear. I just heard like
It's a
pantyhose
thread and
here,
needle.
I'm just
What
saying-
can you use to fix a run in your pantyhose?
A thread and needle.
Sounds like a situation where you would just toss them out and start.
Yeah.
Just go buy it.
It's a product that you can use to fix.
Fuck if I know you won.
Bro, this is some shit.
Tape.
I don't-
Yeah, like,
yeah, fuck it, tape.
That's
guys,
question.
what
The
can
general-
you
Time?
use to make your boxers more comfortable? Like, what the heck?
This is actually a thing, though.
Oh my
It's
god.
a real thing. You can Google it afterwards.
Oh my
Is that
god.
time? Time's up, right?
I'm
Yeah,
looking
time's
it
up.
up. I'm looking
Time's
it up.
up.
Okay.
Time's up.
The
Wait.
answer is nail polish.
Nail polish?
Nail
Clear
polish.
nail polish.
Is that one of those life hack
Paint,
things?
what do you paint the hole in? What do you paint the
You
hole
see,
in?
I just use flex.
Look,
Let's
everyone's
look at the
Googling
answer to
now.
everything.
Everyone's Googling now.
All right, well, by the
How do you
rules,
put nail polish in a hole? What is like? Just like I'm just gonna draw a fucking.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
make
It's not
just
a
draw
hole.
on
It's a
scale.
run. It's a thread. It's one thread. It's not a hole.
Just cut it.
Yeah.
How does
Rules
putting
for
nail
establishing-
polish?
Tell my answer.
Cut it.
How about don't fucking
Look.
rip
Sorry.
panties? How about that? Don't rip them, okay? Don't run. Don't
Okay.
fucking jump.
Put on some pantyhose and tell me.
Why
if
would
you
we
get
put on
a
pantyhose?
run.
Yeah.
Why would
See
we
what
want to
it's
put on
like.
pantyhose?
All you gotta do
I know
is
what
like,
you're
lean
trying
over
to
and
do.
you have a
I know
run
what
in your
I know what you're
pantyhose.
trying to do, Haley, and it's bait, and I will not not falling. Okay, I'm not trying on pantyhose to do this experiment for you. It's not happening. It's not fucking
If
happening.
you do, please film
Brian's
it
gonna,
for the channel.
yeah, I was gonna say Brian's gonna do it tonight,
listen,
and
Brian
then
is trying to promote
And
content.
then let us know, right?
I
and then
am
just send it in
doing
the chat.
no such things. There will be no pantyhose tries
That's
at
content.
all. So okay,
Jake,
so if we're
Jake,
gonna
me
count,
and you will text Camilla to do it.
Yeah.
Have him make him do it.
you guys are sick. This concludes the game show part. It was a little bit rigged. There was some confusion about who had to say and whose answers and questions in first, but it's fine. We got it through. The girls won on technicality, and even though they said that my
Not
question was hard,
You asked us how
even though
many
they
high
were
school.
not
Get out
hard.
of here.
They were not hard at all, and over here they were testing us in like nail polish products and I don't know, Lady MacGyver's over
I
here.
asked you the Kardashian sisters. That's like the easiest one. And Taylor Swift.
I
Yeah,
asked
but
you-
I got those in a fucking second.
I said
You
how many
did. That's
members
Yeah,
are
exactly.
women? Who
What
doesn't know
answer
how many
did we
members?
get in a second?
How many-
Pikachu.
Who doesn't
Not
know
one. Yeah,
how many
Pikachu.
members?
That was our only easy question.
Who doesn't know how many members are in Boys to Men?
Obviously us.
Somebody who grew up listening to the Backstreet Boys.
Over there, Miss
Also-
Eminem fan over there. I have all his songs, but I can't remember his album. It's right there. That wasn't my fault.
Couldn't remember it. My
Those
own.
were
I
solid
was giving
questions.
a good hint, but
Solid
my
questions.
mic was muted.
I want to thank Nikki for being here today. Thanks so much, Nikki. She has been a really awesome member of Forum since we started. I love her to death. She's awesome, and she's always welcome back whenever she wants to come back and pod with us. It's been an honor and a privilege to have been able to call her a friend and to have her participate in the pods with us. So, Nikki, I'm glad you're back safe. Thank you for everything, and yeah, whenever you want to come back, you can, and we'll talk again about how fucking disgusting Jake is with his. So, yeah, it's all good. It's all great. But thanks for coming back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And good luck in your future endeavors with your podcast with your friend and stuff. As soon as this stuff,
Definitely.
as soon as he gets back, we'll all be listening for sure.
Thank you. It's called The Apothecary. We've already started the Twitter at ApothecaryPod, but we're just still trying to get everything together and writing and all that. So,
Okay.
but I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys' support. And you guys know you always have my support, and I really hope that you guys can really take off and build something, because I know you've been building since before I left, and I know it's gonna be good. So thank you so much.
We
Nikki,
thank
where
you.
can our listeners find you online?
So like I said, you can find the podcast we're working on at Apothecary Pod. But you can find me personally online at Twitter and Instagram at It's Nikki Lemo. That's LEMMO.
She's got her husband name. It's official now. Yeah.
We're married in January, and I was like, all right, I'm going on deployment. Bye.
I do. Thank you very much. Bye. Yeah, that's what Thank you. Go ahead, Mark. Take us home.
Well, yeah. So that, like we said, that does pretty much wrap things up for us this evening. A little something different, kind of getting back to our roots, which is what Brian really wanted us to do. So expect more kind of fun stuff like this, as opposed to the just the regular handful of generic sports topics. Something to kind of get everyone excited. So maybe more trivia games that the guys don't embarrass themselves in the future.
I'm sorry, we didn't fucking know the skincare routine.
Yeah. Sunscreen?
Listen,
fuck?
I'm not gonna. There are other questions.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna soundbite the shit out of the whole. Is it tape? I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. So let's go.
No, do the Flex Seal part. The Flex Seal part's better.
Yeah.
So let's go and like we did with Nikki, let all of our listeners know where you can all be found online. So we'll start with Mr. Flex Seal, Austin Whittle.
You can find me at Austin_Whittle. My profile pic has changed just because my attention span's so short and I'm just going crazy. My profile pic has changed like twice a day in like the past like 4 days.
It's now Natalie Portman.
Yeah, it's now Natalie. It's now a fucking Padme Amidala fan account.
Yeah, so if you find a random picture of Natalie Portman from Star Wars on Twitter, that is Austin. Definitely follow him and be sure to tell him just how awful his take of Mandalorian being worse than High School Musical, the series.
Or it's either that or like a picture of John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. That's what I've been changing it to. In the
follow Austin_Will to find what he has changed it to next. It'll probably be different by the time you listen.
I plan on changing it right after this, actually.
Are we Your blue folks. Nate, where can everyone find you online, sir?
Find me at my name is Nate, but the I it's an L. You can see me tweet out my name is Nate 2020 every once in a while. You know, gonna take down Trump and Biden, third party candidate. Let's get it.
You have to be 35.
A candidate we can all.
That was the most monotone like goodbye I've ever heard. Like, hey,
Nate, are you popular in blue state?
All right, well, you can vote for Nate, and then he will turn all bedrooms into blue lights like his.
Okay. Yeah. My first thing is to make sure sunscreen is just not part of skincare.
That's part of skincare. Oh my god.
Fucking sunscreen.
Just don't know.
Sunscreen's overrated.
Ooh. For real.
We're gonna put a clause in our next game show. No skincare product questions, please. Thank you.
Questions
or we just do like trivia, like
I
more,
would love to host the next trivia. I will come up with questions for everybody.
Oh, I've already thought of questions.
Oh, I got
you know what? I like Christian's enthusiasm, and I think bring it on because my questions were good. Damn it. Okay, I'm
I
fucking Pikachu. Shut up.
I made a family Kahoot quiz. None of y'all will get the answers correct because y'all don't know like my family. But
can we do it? Can we just do it for the meme?
Yeah, sure. We can do it.
All right, let's do it then.
I welcome to Kahoot. We'll do it after. We won't record it because there's some private stuff, but we'll put it on the internet.
Yeah.
Move it along.
We'll get to that at a later time. Haley, where can all of our listeners find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at CSI Haley, all in caps, yelling at you.
What's since the FFTO isn't part of it anymore? What's that stand for?
You're not letting know.
Not gonna. You can follow. We'll show you the progress of her dogs. Dogs are adorable, so you can see what.
Yes, they are.
You can see how
great shout out.
Christian, where can all of our listeners find you online?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at it's me Christian G. Christian is with a K.
Christian either reactivated or just created entirely her account or
created after finding my old Twitter and
talk about commitment. She decided to pod after being just all sweaty from whatever she was doing before, and she created a Twitter account just for the Pod Network. So talk about commitment, Austin. You could learn a thing or two.
I'm sorry. I've had exams. I'm sorry. I have school. Fucking bullshit.
Sounds like a lot of.
Shut the fuck up, Austin. All right, move along. Move along.
The man with the fantastic hat. Jake, where can our listeners find you online?
Well, they can find me at Twitter and Instagram at JKSnake20. They're both the same. You can usually find me calling Austin a simp once or twice a week, maybe once or twice a day, depending on how I feel. But that's normally what you can find me.
How I tweet, to be honest, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I haven't seen you quote tweeting Addison Rae in a while, Austin.
She's a boyfriend now, so he's moved on.
Austin, you're muted. We don't hear what
I forgot those people.
Austin is still muted. He's still talking. Nice, I heard.
Mr. Brian, where can everyone find you online?
Well, you can find me outside of Austin's house laughing at him while he's trying to
Why
talk.
are you outside his house?
Yeah, it's pretty weird, man.
Is that online?
Yes, and then you can also find me protesting all of Haley's questions online at Captain Cuddles with 2 Z's, and you can also find me on IG at MuffinTop007. And yeah, that's all I got. But yeah, Austin, I think you're still muted.
I'm gonna change my app to the girls beat the boys.
Now you
Wait for that to pop up.
Yeah, no comment.
Myself can be found.
I'm gonna tweet out.
I can be found at Mark Pacelli 13. Give me a follow where I just talk about various bullshit all day. Usually doesn't have any specific theme, whatever's on my mind. So, and I'm usually promoting our pods. Oops, give it a listen. Give the Crime Pod a listen. It's
out tonight.
It's out tonight, and apparently I get ripped to shreds on it. So looking forward to hearing that. But that's gonna be it for us. And until next time, everyone have a fantastic evening. Stay safe, healthy, and we love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.